Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another reaction video, and today we're back with another KTO video actually. And this guy's videos, they're really like interesting, man. Like, I'm really enjoying this guy specifically. I'm enjoying the other ones too, like the compilations and the other sort of stories, but this guy's ones are really like intriguing to me. And yeah, you guys seem to be enjoying them as well and want me to react to more. But yeah, KTO, man, keep up your work because you're doing mad stuff. And I appreciate it. I'm going to always link you in the description because, I mean, I do that to everyone anyway, but this guy specifically is probably my favourite right now. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Any other suggestions? Maybe another KTO or just another general compilation video, just suggest down low. And yeah, man, let's get into it. The biggest scumbag still sports, still coaching. This must be like a bad...
What would you consider traits that represent a good head coach? How about compulsive and pathological liar? No morals, exploiting employees, zero self-improvement.
Oh wow, this can get dark,
incredibly
innit?
Self-entitled.
This is gonna get really dark.
When faced with adversity, run.
He's a quitter. I mean, this guy just seems like a total liar and a fraud.
Well, I think he's a creep for making the move now. I think he's a quitter.
And it's a sleaze bag. I think Petrino's a fraud. Bobby Petrino is a quitter.
This guy, I mean, what kind of a message are we sending? When the going gets tough, we quit.
Having studied sports psychology and combining that with just observing how coaches are at the higher level, I have come to the realization
what the hell?
Some schools and teams just don't care what kind of person their coach is because the only thing that matters to them is winning and the bigger picture, money. So meet Bobby Petrino, a massive dirtbag who proves you don't need moral.
I'm just, like, my pre-judgment, my pre-guess is going to be, because I just reacted to the most hated NFL player ever. I'm guessing this guy's going to be 10 times worse, but not like, he's not going to necessarily be a psycho. He's just going to be a straight up nasty guy without any real excuses, to be honest.
To coach major college football. Let's start at the beginning. In the late 20th century, Bobby Petrino worked his way up for nearly 20 years, proving he knows how to coach. In 1999, he lands himself his first job in the NFL.
Jeez,
quarterbacks coach,
ages.
Jacksonville. After 2 years of being a solid QB coach, Petrino was promoted to being the offensive coordinator. And after
so there's coaches for each. I didn't know that. There's coaches for each individual position. Yo, I might have to learn about that. I had no clue about that. I thought there was just one main manager. Okay, if you guys know about that, that would be really interesting because I didn't have any clue that there was more than one coach on a team, like one manager on a team. So I know there's like coaches and individual things, but
every year he sees an opportunity to be the O coordinator at Auburn. But he did this reportedly without telling head coach Tom Coughlin. Coughlin didn't even know he had left until he heard about it through the media.
Wow.
And to say the least, he was furious. And he reportedly has never spoken to Petrino since.
Jesus, a long lost
Petrino has now landed his first head coaching job. And while coaching his first season at Louisville, the team he had just left, Auburn, was now struggling. So Petrino went behind the back of his employer and held a secret meeting with Auburn officials just days before the season finale. Auburn had one game left, and if they lost, their head coach was most likely going to be fired, and Petrino was planning on stepping in. Well, Auburn ended up winning the Iron Bowl, so they never fired their head coach. Petrino denied having any contact with Auburn officials until two reporters confronted him with documentation proving he had a secret meeting. And even when he was faced with the evidence, Petrino still denied.
Is it saying that he fixed the game so they won? Wow, this guy is dodgy as hell.
That was until Auburn issued a statement owning up to the whole situation. And with no other choice, Petrino asked for forgiveness. And he said it was due to the inexperience of being a young coach.
Wow.
Yeah, 20 years. Definitely not enough time to know you can't have secret meetings behind your employer's back. Oh, by the way,
that is shady as hell.
He won 9 games that year, so of course Louisville forgave him. Now, it's
I'm guessing it is fixing. I'm not too sure about how he's saying it. I'm guessing he fixed the game. Because in other sports, they would like the managers would get sacked by the league because it's just we're not guessing it's illegal, right? How were fans reacted to this? Because fans must have hated this guy, especially fans of his own.
December of 2004, after signing a contract extension with Louisville, let me read the statement.
Contract extension?
Quote, I want to make it clear that I'm not interested in any other coaching jobs, and I'm happy at the University of Louisville. As I've stated before, Louisville is the perfect place to raise a family, and I plan on all 4 of my children to
This
graduate
guy,
from high school
man.
in Louisville. Having already interviewed with multiple teams in 2004, well, not a week passed by this interview, and he had already applied to coach for LSU.
Wow.
Ultimately losing the job to Les Miles. 2 years later, after a few more failed interviews, he signed a massive 10-year contract with Louisville, making yet another statement. Quote, I also wanted to make sure that everyone understood, and I know I've said it, that this is where my family wants to be and where I want to be. But I want everyone to really believe it when it is said. He wants everyone to really believe it. 10
Leaves the
years,
next season.
An entire decade. You want to know how long he lasted? He made it through 1 season. He was now making double of what he made at Louisville. Bobby Petrino...
Look, I'm not... how he's making it, obviously he's going to make him sound as bad as possible, and it does seem pretty bad, but I'm guessing there's 2 parts to a story. Maybe this guy had his own reasons, but it ain't looking good for him.
So going to take Michael Vick and turn him into more of a complete player. That was his apparent goal. But that's when everything took a turn for the worst. And along with this, Petrino apparently...
Wait, what happened to Michael Vick? Did something happen to him that like stopped him from playing?
Connect or get along with players because he was unanimously hated. Just listen to the words of Falcons owner Arthur Blank and also their president Rich McKay.
And I remember after we had hired Coach Petrino, I got calls from 2 or 3 of our more experienced players within 60 days, which they've never ever done. I mean, it's something that's never happened to them. And basically said to me, "Hello, do you know what you've done?"
Really? We don't want to have to go to meals and have a rule that you're not allowed to talk. That just doesn't seem to me to be a good rule.
Yeah.
We're going to sit at a table, and we're going to have all these tables around here, and we're going to have all these adult players, and the rule is you can't talk. Seems to me
what a
that's a rule
psycho.
Okay, to be fair, coaches have been hated in the past, but they can still rally the troops and win games at the least. Now, in the face of adversity, it was time for Bobby Petrino.
No talking, are you mad? I've just deeped that. Why is that? How is that even like a... Surely you want your teammates to talk so they can actually have relationships and friendships with each other. What is this?
What it takes to overcome tough times.
And bleeding. Steven Jackson on the carry, sidesteps a tackle, runs left, 35,
Oh, naughty.
30, down the sideline, 20, 15, 10, 5, battle ceiling.
After yet another
So they
loss, the
lost
press
9
was
games.
going to drill owner Arthur Blank about the coaching situation.
So I said to Bobby, tell me what you want me to tell him. I mean, tell me what you're feeling. He said, I remember him standing up, reaching out and shaking my hand, saying, you tell him you have a coach. I said, okay, I'll tell him that I have a coach.
Advert. So far, this guy seems like he's got his own ego in a sense. He's not necessarily doing his thing, like the things that he's doing, like the rules for the team. He's doing it for his own sort of gain. But not talking to people, that just seems a bit far-fetched, doesn't it?
So,
For us
without
later.
further delay, I'm pleased to introduce the 30th head football coach in the history of the Arkansas Razorbacks, Bobby Petrino. Bobby.
Wow. He's left.
You wonder how he left? He put a note in the lockers of players with a stamped signature. He couldn't tell them face to face like a man.
That quickly.
But that's what cowards do.
I think the best way to describe the way that we feel is betrayed and let down.
At this
Is there
point,
rules in place now? Because surely that wouldn't be allowed nowadays, like to do with contracts and stuff. Like, surely he can't be. He leaves like he can't like. What's the word? He can't like cheat his contract like that. Like, surely he has to like honor it in a sense, or he can just like resign and pay his way out. Like, what's the rules behind that?
maybe you haven't bought into him being that bad. Sure, leaving multiple times is a sign of no loyalty, and he's a proven liar. But hey, he's still a good college football coach. And he's a family man. He has 4 kids and is apparently happily married.
Now what happens here? This is going to be so deep.
Good evening, Craig. We're live here in Fayetteville, and here's what we know. Arkansas football coach Bobby Petrino was involved in a motorcycle accident last night around 6:45 on Arkansas 16 in Madison County near Crosses.
After a motorcycle accident, Petrino was all messed up.
Wow.
He had lost control and landed in a ditch. Luckily, no other vehicles or people were involved. Apparently, he had spent the day at the lake with his wife. Then he had decided to go for a good old night ride by himself.
You said you were alone on the bike, right? Were you alone?
So he's a good line, ain't he?
As this YouTube comment puts it, you want to know how Bobby Petrino's lying? If his lips are moving. He wasn't the only one on the bike that day. He had a passenger, 25-year-old Jessica Durrell, a former Arkansas volleyball player who Bobby Petrino hired as a well-underqualified student-athlete development coordinator, aka his mistress. It started with a kiss a year previous.
What the hell?
And slowly progressed from there. It went on with extensive gift giving from Petrino, including 20 grand for Christmas. Some of this money was going to help pay for a car, wedding expenses, and a vacation. Wait,
this man.
Wedding expenses? Oh yeah, by the way.
What has this turned into? I'm speechless. This man he's got like no loyalty with his teams. He just leaves without like saying. He promises to do things and leaves, and now to his family.
The girl was engaged at the time. Yeah, so Arkansas was going to fire Petrino. And when he got wind of this, he made it clear who he was, because rules don't apply to you when you're a big-time college football coach. So now he was gone, and yet another team had to feel the wrath of devastation left by Petrino. And here's the part that truly disgusts me. After a year at Western Kentucky, he was hired by Louisville, the team he had deserted after signing a 10-year contract.
Them fans must have been so angry about that. I can just sort of imagine, like, put myself in that position. A manager who's betrayed you, who's basically just done you over, comes back 7 years later. Oh, mate, that must have been awful for the fan.
The team he had completely lied to, and then continued to destroy his reputation.
As we head into the ACC, but somebody that definitely is a changed person. I don't think anybody will ever quarrel with his knowledge in the game.
Just to clear that up, he means, hey, we don't care how bad of a person he is, or what he's done to us in the past. He wins football games, and that's the only thing that matters.
Thing for U of L. I mean, he's such an awesome coach, and I think he'll be here for a long time. I mean,
what?
So we left once before. We've all done.
How are you gonna forget like that?
Come back, and that's what it's all about: is second chances.
Is your memory that short?
People who back up Bobby Petrino like this, congratulations. You are brainless and you have no morals.
What's he done now?
Interesting. Look what happens 2 years later. Wake Forest had some of their game plans leaked out the week they happened to play Louisville. Oh yeah, by the way, Bobby Petrino denied any involvement or knowledge of this.
Of course
all the things
he
I
denied
mentioned
it.
in this video are the things he's been caught doing. Imagine all the things he's lied about that we don't know.
Who made few friends in the locker room during his brief tenure in Atlanta. Some players expressed relief at Petrino's decision.
There was a lot of smiles going in this locker room.
It makes me sick.
What absolute clown. What an absolute clown. How have that team allowed him back after all that? How has it gone from now? If it's like, if his tenure the second time around at Louisville went well, I guess they've made the right decision, but still, like, how are you going to let someone portray like that and then come back? This guy's videos, man. This guy's videos. Again, it's just like, I really enjoy them. I don't know why. It's just like teaching me about every single detail. And it's teaching me about how this coach is an absolute dick. But yeah, appreciate the suggestions. Appreciate the support. Any more videos you want me to do? Do comment down below. And yeah, if there's any more coaches, maybe a coach that I'll like the most liked coach. If there's any videos like that, just comment down below. Yeah, please like, subscribe. Peace.